I think we're doing it. Let's see. Looks good. Hello, ladies and gents. We're in good shape. So I'm doing this again. Same day, only later. And this time, no sock on the microphone, just hat. See how that goes. Trying different things. So what am I talking about today? Again, I'm going to do another one of these um, so-called tips. All right, so let's see. Pop. Let's see. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. All right, well, first off, let's go ahead and bring this up. Pop. Done. Horse caca. This is a value judgment. Wait, actually, I'm going to do, yeah. Value judgment right here. You're a huge turd. No, you're not. If you sideline every non-white character in your cast, focus on the white with anger issues, yada, yada, yada. No, that's not a writing tip. That's another value judgment, but it's a reasonable thing to think about. So we're going to think about this. Should I call them mini meta tips or something? I don't know. But I do want to keep it thinking about the writing side. Okay, how about this? Writing tip. Number 24. It's worth it to watch for your own biases when putting a story together. This way, if you do what it says above, I'm just going to refer to that whole sidelining thing, you're aware of it rather than surprised by it. How else could I word it? Let's think about that for a moment. Maybe I should say, this again. This way, you aren't surprised by them later. I don't know. Well, for example, your only woman character is talking about the dude. Was it the Bechdel test or something like that? And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all with that. But it's a common thing. And if you aren't wanting to do that necessarily and you don't pay attention, you might do it just because it's what you're used to experiencing in stories, etc. That's kind of what tropes are in a lot of ways. We don't necessarily realize they're tropes. I'm not making a value judgment on them. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that it's a good idea to pay attention to them so that when you do follow a trope, you know it's a trope and you can follow it the way you want to instead of just falling into it. And that's okay. So, if you have a character, in this case, I don't know what this is about. I'm going to tell you, bet you dollars to donuts, this is about a particular. Oh, I wonder if it's about Last Airbender. Yeah, might be. So I'm going to say it might be about Last Airbender with the what's name, one of the best long-term character arcs when it comes to things like redemption in children's media. What's his name? Zuko. Yeah, that's his name. the character who went through the redemption arc. Phenomenal good, phenomenal good. But yeah. So I think this is actually talking about that. I could be wrong about that, but I do remember there's something going on with the whole Master Bender and the person who made these tips. So I'm guessing that might be related. But even if that's the case, even if that's exactly what happened, if that works for the story, that's fine. But it is better to be aware of it so that you're not, like I said before, you're not falling into this trap of of some kind of trope like the white dude in the U.S. works. This seems to happen a lot. The white dude gets kind of front and center all the time, and that is understandable when you got white dudes doing a lot of the writing. Like myself, I will tend to think of the MC uh, a lot more like me, even if the he or she isn't. Usually he, if I'm making him like me, right, or what have you. And I do recognize that that culturally we're reassessing what gender is, especially when it comes to the concept of gender fluidity and the like, which actually I think will make for some really interesting stories in the future. I think that's another story. But for me, what was I saying? I forgot what I was talking about. I got distracted. Oh hell, oh yeah. So unless I'm thinking about it, unless I'm paying attention, the white dude gets most of the whatever time, most of the dialogue, most of the action, most of the everything, because that's where I'm usually POVing from, and that's my bias. And so I can step back and say, oh yeah, okay, I'm doing this. Should I change it? How can I change it? Can I step back and start a story with that in mind so I can rethink how I'm doing things? Yes, I can. And it's worthwhile doing. Um, if nothing else, it allows you to stretch your muscles a little bit, your mental muscles, trying to get past where you used to be. But now I'm going on to writing. Yeah, that's a writing. Maybe that's a writing tip too. A writing practice. So yeah, observe your bias. Okay, how about this? Here, I'm going to rewrite this. Observe your biases. They are informative and useful to know when you're putting a story together. In this case, I'm not even framing this as a negative in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying it's bad. This is, I think, even a better way to do this. You can talk about it as a value judgment share, but I'm not doing that in this case. I'm just going to say observe your biases. They're informative and useful to know when you're putting a story together. I like that. That is, I think, a reasonable writing tip. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty good. I like that. My cat is, I think, snoring behind me. Let me check. Hang on. Yeah. Fast asleep. That's kind of neat. Good kitty cat. She is. Okay, let me check something here. What else? Oh, you know what? I'm going to do another one. See, I need to write some. God bless it. And I'm just doing this instead. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get a little bit done. And then see if I can do another short something or other. How long have I been doing this for? Oh, not 10 minutes isn't bad. Oh my gosh, I like this. Making something short and targeted towards something that I want to talk about. It's a lot easier than going off on tangents for a couple hours. So yeah, I like this. All right, so I'm gonna be done with this. Oh man, I've been playing music the whole time. Hold on. Hey, let's see if we can get copyright claimed. I'm gonna try if I haven't already. Let's see if we can do that. Hold on. Let's go to the next one. Oh, I haven't heard that in a long time. This piece right here, I don't know if you can hear it. Reminds me a lot of Myst or Riven soundtrack. I love that game. Riven and the one that came after Riven, not Myst. I never got to play Myst, but Riven and the one after Riven, Exile, I think it is. Those were the only games I ever finished ever when it comes to computer games. Couldn't finish any other. Just don't have patience. But Riven, oh my god, it was great. Love that freaking game. Oh. I should look that up. I enjoy listening to this for a bit. I'm gonna see how it sounds through the hat on the microphone. And to the microphone. Oh, I love that sound. Oh, I just thought of something. Oh, never mind. That'll be for later. Pardon. My sinuses are so. Come on, copyright claim. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end. All right. I hope my sniffing and slurping of watered down apple cider and doing that with my nose that's kind of clogged up doesn't bother folks too much. All right, time to say hasta la pasta.